Digital Fortress, 1998, is a techno-thriller by American author Dan Brown, centered around a crisis triggered by a breakthrough in cryptography that threatens to expose the U.S. government's secret surveillance operations. The novel delves into themes of government surveillance, the security of personal data, and the unintended consequences of technological advancements. The story begins when the U.S. National Security Agency, NSA, encounters a cryptographic code that their supercomputer, TRANSLTR, cannot crack. Commander Trevor Strathmore enlists the help of the NSA's top cryptographer, Susan Fletcher, to decode it. Fletcher's investigation leads her to discover that the code was created by Tankado, a former NSA operative who became disillusioned with the agency's unchecked surveillance of American citizens. Tankado has left an ultimatum. If the NSA does not publicly disclose the existence of TRANSLTR, he will auction his encryption code, Digital Fortress, to the highest bidder. Moreover, if he dies, his partner, known as North Dakota, is to release the code to the public for free. In response, the NSA resolves to prevent Digital Fortress from being exposed. Tankado is found dead in Seville, allegedly from a heart attack. Strathmore asks Susan Fletcher's fiancé, David Becker, to travel to Seville and retrieve a ring Tankado had worn, which the NSA suspects contains a key to unlock Digital Fortress. Becker's search reveals that Tankado had given the ring away shortly before his death, prompting a series of deadly encounters with a deaf assassin named Hulahat. Meanwhile, a series of phone calls between Tokugen Numataka, the head of the powerful Japanese tech company Numatech, and North Dakota reveal that North Dakota hired Hulahat to kill Tankado and gain access to the code on the ring, hoping to distribute the algorithm without resistance. Fletcher begins to suspect that NSA operative Greg Hale might be North Dakota. At the same time, an NSA technician named Phil Chartrukian, unaware of the ongoing investigation, stumbles upon the code and mistakenly believes it to be a virus, setting out to investigate whether Strathmore knowingly allowed it to bypass the NSA's virus filter, Gauntlet. Before he can reach a conclusion, Chartrukian is murdered by an unknown assailant in the depths of the TRANSLTR facility, pushed off a walkway, causing damage to the system's cooling apparatus. At the time of his death, both Strathmore and Hale are inside TRANSLTR, leading Fletcher to suspect Hale of the murder. When interrogated, Hale claims that Strathmore was responsible for Chartrukian's death. To avoid being implicated, Hale holds Strathmore and Fletcher hostage, explaining that the initial email from Tankado reached his inbox because he had been monitoring Strathmore, having discovered that Strathmore was spying on his data. Fletcher later exonerates Hale after discovering through a tracking device that Tankado and North Dakota are the same person. She realizes that the name Ndakota is an anagram of Tankado. In a twist, Strathmore kills Hale, attempting to stage it as a suicide, but in doing so, he exposes his own involvement. Fletcher investigates Strathmore's pager, uncovering his connection to Hulahat. Meanwhile, Becker tracks down Hulahat, narrowly surviving the encounter and ultimately killing the assassin. The narrative shifts to Strathmore's perspective, revealing his personal motivations behind the plot. Deeply in love with Fletcher, Strathmore orchestrated the elaborate scheme, hoping that his actions would make Fletcher fall for him. His ultimate goal was to unlock Digital Fortress and become a national hero. Posing as North Dakota, he tried to manipulate Numataka into creating a more easily hackable version of Digital Fortress, which would allow him to spy on anyone. However, Strathmore failed to realize the destructive power of the virus embedded in the code. Instead of simply breaching security systems, it would expose government secrets to anyone with access to a computer. As TRANSLTR begins to overheat, Strathmore stands beside it, ultimately committing suicide when it explodes. In the aftermath, as the virus reaches the NSA's database, Becker discovers that the password to stop it is 3, a reference to the bombs that killed Tankado's mother and crippled him. The NSA allows Becker to return to the United States, where he reunites with Fletcher. Digital Fortress ultimately reveals that personal egos and insecurities can shape professional decisions, turning political power into a tool for personal agendas. In the context of the modern debate over data privacy, the novel serves as a critique of government overreach and a defense of citizens' constitutional rights to privacy. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.